I just wanted to hop on real quick to go over some tax tips. We know that 2023 season is approaching rapidly, and 2022 season is almost over. If you know anything about taxes, we file the year following, right? And so I want to keep my upcoming or potential clients ahead of the game when it comes down to tax season, as well as catch my late filers who need to file, or help anyone who has had difficulty with filing this year. I've had a lot of people come to me with questions saying, hey, can you amend my taxes? I never got them. I can't get in touch with my tax preparer, etc., right? But I want you to know that an amendment is something that is a change to your tax return, right? You cannot just get an amendment because you feel like the last person didn't do something right, or your tax return is taking too long, so you want an amendment. That is not how that works. So I'm bringing back Tax Tip Tuesday so you guys can be aware of best tax practices, understanding your tax return, understanding why you need to choose a professional tax preparer to do your taxes, whether it's business or personal, and not just run to the first place that you see, like somewhere in Walmart or someone that's advertising that you can get a loan. Hey, love y'all too. What's up, Bishop Love? What's up, Pastor Prophet Fran, Amari, Keisha, Tim? I see y'all. So I just wanted to hop on to go over that real quick. So the first things first, we know what documents we need. I'm not going to drill that into y'all head anymore. We know what documents we need to file. That does not change. The other thing I want y'all to know is making sure that you gather your documents or put them all in one place. You can put them in a folder that you're going to keep up with, or you can put them in a folder on your computer. That's going to be an electronic file that you can save, and you can keep up with that every year. So that way when your tax preparer sends you your tax return electronically via email, I know we send ours via email, you can slide your tax return into that file. So anytime you need anything from that particular year, it's already organized and categorized as, okay, this is from year 2022. You ain't got to go looking around. You ain't got to run behind nobody trying to catch up with them. And everything is all in one place. All right, so let's keep up with our documents. So planning ahead of time is going to help you, basically putting you significantly ahead of any deadlines that may come across. Like right now for 2022 season, the deadline is October 18th. So we're approaching that maybe a month and 13 days before that deadline is here. So if you have not filed your 2022 tax return, you can get with us by downloading our mobile app, going to our website, or just giving us a call at 855-446-5050. And one of my assistants will be glad to help you. I'm going to just pin a number real quick so that can be there. But yeah, we'll be glad to help you get your tax return all squared away. I'm sure that people still have clients that are waiting on returns. We're still actually processing returns for this year. The turnaround time, since it's late in the season, has been about 7 days. Like I did a girl's tax return on maybe a Tuesday, and that following Monday, she was getting paid. So definitely, you can download our app to get started, or go to our website, cartercapitalpllc.com, or just give us a call at the number below if you need help with your taxes. All right, so it's pinned up there. All right, make sure that you're planning ahead of time. If you know that you work multiple jobs, right? So you know you're receiving documents from more than one place. W-2s, 1099s, all of those different forms. Make sure that you're keeping them in one place. Or actually go sit down and write down, hey, all right, I worked at, I'm going to give an example. I worked at Wendy's and I did Lyft, or I did Uber. So I'm waiting on the W-2 from Wendy's. I'm waiting on the 1099 from Lyft. So I need to write that down. So in January, by January 31st, I should have these forms from Wendy's and Lyft. Make sense? That way I'll know, okay, this is what I'm looking out for. I cannot go call my tax professional or call Drika or go to TurboTax or FastTax or any of these places until these documents come in. That's when I'm truly ready to go and file my tax return. If I have a business on the side and I work the job, I'm waiting on that W-2 from that business, and I'm also calculating all my reports or getting all my documents together from the income that I had from my business. If you are doing proper bookkeeping, you should be able to go into your QuickBooks, your Keeper Tax, your FreshBooks or Wave app, and pull up your income from the year and your expenses for the year. If you do not have a bookkeeping software that you're using, print out your bank statements or save your bank statements in that same file that I just told you to keep. What's up, Quee? How you doing, Miss Johnson? Right? So making sure that you're keeping up with that, putting it in either a folder, a physical folder, or electronic folder on your computer so that it's easy for your tax preparation. Make sure that you maintain an organization throughout the year. Keep all your tax related papers. So let's say another example that would be good is if you drew down from your 401k, make sure that you write down on your same note or put it in your notes on your phone, however you keep up with your stuff, that you drew down from your retirement, and you may have to file that between 1 to 3 years, depending on how your retirement plan is structured. All right, so make sure you're keeping up with everything. Otherwise, the IRS can put a hold on your tax return. They can amend it themselves, or they can not pay you out on your refund. So we want to make sure that we stand organized and we planning ahead of time. Look up tax preparers. Do your due diligence. Find out who you want to work on your tax situation for you. So that way you'll already be ahead of the game. Okay, I know I'm going to Drika next year. I know I can download the mobile app now. I can book my consultations early. I can find out how much she's charging already. So it can already be in your budget, or you can already subtract it from around about how much you're going to be getting from your tax refund. What's up, Keisha? Make use of technology. Make sure that you're paying attention. 3 ways that we can help you file technologically, right, is one on our website. You can either book an appointment with us on Zoom. You don't have to leave your home, or you can download our mobile app, right? And so paying attention to the use of technology that you have that's at your fingertips, the use of knowledgeable preparers that are there at your fingertips, that are willing to help you get organized. If you have no clue how to get organized, book a consultation. Find out what you need to be doing next year. If you started a business this year and you have no clue about getting your finances organized, getting your bookkeeping in order, making sure that you have a profitable business, making sure that you understand how to file your taxes and not just filing your W-2 and not filing your business information, which could delay your refund or which could make your refund lower. I had a client come to me. She went to Fast Tax, and this warranted an amendment. She went to Fast Tax first. They filed one of her businesses, but she has 2 businesses. That other business that she did not file made $10,000 in income. That warranted her to get back $3,600 in a refund. So I had to amend her return so she can get that $3,500 refund back. So just going to somewhere that's fast and quick, or somewhere that you used to going, or you just been going there, your mom and them been going there, that might not be the right fit for you. So pay attention to your specific tax situation. You are not like your sister, your mama, your brother, your boyfriend. Your tax situation is completely different, even if y'all work at the same job. All right, so there's a very good tip that I need to give you guys to pay attention to. And of course, make sure you automate your record keeping. One of the things that I tell people, if you don't have a bookkeeping software, print your bank statements out, get a couple of different color highlighters. I usually say green is the money that's coming in. Highlight everything in green. That's your income or your revenue that's coming in, whether it's from a job, an odd job, a hobby, a side hustle, or a business. That's all going to be in green, right? And then we're going to put something in red or pink if it's going out. This is the money that you're spending. These are your expenditures, right? These may be qualified as deductions if it's not higher than a standard deduction, which the standard deduction did go up this year, I believe, is $13,850. So that means if you are a business owner, you can pay your child for a reasonable job. That means if your child is 4 years old, they can shred papers in your office. They can go bring the folder from one table to another so it can be filed for the next person, right? They can do stuff that they can reasonably accommodate in your business to help you, and you can pay them. You have to literally pay them, put the money into their account with their names on it so you can prove it. You cannot just write off and say, I paid my child $13,850, and your business didn't even make $13,850 to pay the child, right? It has to make sense. it has to make sense. I'm going to say it again. It has to make sense, because a lot of times we get people that come to us and they're like, oh, I heard this rule, and did you add this, and did you deduct this, and do I qualify for that? And really, you don't even qualify for all of the things that you're trying to put on your tax return. All right, so back to the highlighting rules. Yellow would be like savings, or you can use yellow for, I mean, it just depends on your situation, because everybody's situation or bank statement is not going to look the same. But yellow could be for saving. Yellow could be for money that you could have saved. Like if you have a bad Starbucks habit, if you have a bad going out to eat habit, if you know you brought lunch to work and your friend's saying, oh, we ordering XYZ, and you swipe your card, that's how you can catch yourself and make sure that next month you don't make those same mistakes. All right, so that's 3 different ways that you can look at your bank statements and make sure that the following month or the following year that you're not bringing over these bad habits when it comes down to tax season. That's another way to automate your record keeping, using your digital tools, keeping up with receipts, using Fetch, getting points back, being able to cash those points in to get gift cards. So you can use Fetch, snapshot those receipts, and those points accumulate. Once you get up to like 10,000 points, you can get $10 gift cards. So that way you're saving money, you're watching your spending, you're budgeting, and you're paying attention for your taxes. And all of these receipts are recorded. That can help you on your taxes as well when it comes down to your expenses. Seek expert help. Book a consultation with somebody that's knowledgeable, like myself, of course. I've been in the game for 10 years, going on 11. I have a staff that is knowledgeable and prepared to help you in any tax situation, whether it's retirement, plain W-2, individual taxes, 1099, retirement taxes, teachers, making sure that the teachers get their $250 credit each year, union fees and dues, all of those things that usually get left out when it comes down to filing your taxes. Or you just going to someone or doing it yourself, you leaving money on the table. So definitely seek expert help. If you're not sure if your tax situation is complex or simple, make sure you hire an expert, even if it's just to book a consultation to get clarity. I have people that file on TurboTax but still come to me and book the consultation and just wanted to make sure, hey, did I do everything right? Stuff like that. So that is an option as well. Make sure that you break your tax return down into smaller increments. So let's say if you know you have dependents, make sure you have everything to the side for your dependents, meaning daycare bills, meaning extracurricular activity bills that you're trying to get deductions for. If you have medical bills or prescriptions that you had to pay for throughout the year, any emergencies that may have happened. If a hurricane happened, you may qualify for different credits. Make sure that you put in those receipts if you had to evacuate, if you something caught on fire, if a tree fell and you spent money on getting that fixed in your yard. That is a deduction that needs to go on your tax return. Making sure that you're putting your 1098 form to the side that comes from your bank or your mortgage company that financed your home. All right? Somebody said, yes, the union dues always get overlooked. You leaving money on the table. All right? Double check for accuracy. Always make sure you double checking for accuracy. Is this return accurate? Do I know what I'm doing? Did I get all of my qualifying deductions? Did I get all of my qualifying credits? Did my child enroll in school this year? Did my child graduate from college this year? Did I enroll in a class or so this year? Do I qualify for the Lifetime Learning Credit or the American Opportunity Tax Act credit? Right? What do I qualify for? How can you help me in this area? Do I need to book a consultation for this, Drika? I have all of these forms. I don't know what they are. A lot of people don't even know the difference between a W-2 and a 1099. They just feel like this is my tax form. This is my W-2, no matter what. If they're not getting taxes taken out, they still don't understand. A lot of times, another thing that people don't understand is the different types of taxes that's taken out. Let me see if I could pull up a W-2 right quick so I can show y'all. All right, y'all see this? This is a W-2. This is a W-2 form. All IRS forms is going to tell you what they are on the form. So right here, you'll see W-2. You'll see that your job EIN number will be there. You'll also see the name of the job and the address. Your name should be here. Your address, all of that should be accurate. The state EIN, the amount you made, and the state taxes you paid. Now over here is where we get confused. This is how much we made for the year. Let's say this client made $50,000. What's up, Paula? This client made $50,000. They paid $5,000. Let's say $5,100 in taxes, right? Which would be the right amount of taxes that they paid for them to get a refund. You also have Social Security tax that's being withheld. With Social Security tax, that is what comes back to you when you get of age and you retire. What's up, Keshan? So make sure that they're deducting these things from your check. It might not feel good or right at the moment, but later on when it comes down to you, another thing I want to explain too about that is when you writing off all the income that you made or all the expenses that you spent, you are deducting from your Social Security wages. So that means how much you made over the years. If you've been working since you was 16, but you've been taking an L every year, or saying that your business took an L every year, that's an issue. Because now when it comes down to your Social Security, when you get older and you're trying to retire, you're going to be wondering why your check is so low when you know you made so much money. It's because you wrote everything off, and this is what you reported to the IRS. This is what the IRS in turn reports to Social Security. All right, so make sure that you're paying attention to what's being reported. If you made $50,000, and let's say you have a business on the side that made you take $20,000 out of your $50,000 for the year, you done wrote off $20,000 of your income, and that made your Social Security tax wages go lower. And you can check the stuff out right now. You don't have to believe me. You don't got to take my word for it. You can go to ssa.gov and see where your Social Security wages are being reported at right now, at whatever age you are. If you've had a job that gave you a W-2, you should have Social Security wages already on your ssa.gov account. So that's a tidbit that you can take with you. All right, so once you finish not only double checking your return, but double checking your W-4 or your W-9 forms that you fill out with your employers each and every year, and make sure that they're taking out the right amount of taxes. If you had a baby, make sure that your baby is covered. Make sure that you sign up for those benefits like FSA accounts, HSA accounts that can help you in the long run paying for medical bills, and you get it back on your tax return. Making sure that you e-file your return and select direct deposit would be the guaranteed fastest way to get your return. Some people like to get a check. They don't like their tax money going into their bank account. I don't know what reason. It's up to you. It's your preference, but we do offer both ways. Some people like to get the little debit cards that we have in office so that it doesn't interfere with the other money as well. I mean, it's completely up to you. Nothing is wrong with either one. You're gonna pay more money to cash a check. You're going to pay more money to use a debit card or to get that money off a debit card versus using your actual bank account that you've been banking with. Nothing is wrong with using a bank account. Just keep in mind, once you get to around $250,000, it's safe to say that you need to get a separate bank account because you only insured up to $250,000 per account that is FDIC or NCU certified. All right? Keep up to date on any current changes. Of course, I'll be coming to y'all each and every Tuesday, giving you tax tips, tax rules, deductions, credits, stuff that may influence your tax return each year because it can change. I'm going to give y'all an example. Look at how the past few years we had stimulus payments that came out. Some people had to wait on unemployment that they didn't want to wait for. Throughout the tax season, they canceled out unemployment. Even though you had to wait for that form, that 1099-G form, to get filed, they still canceled out about 10,000 of it. So they didn't charge you, they didn't tax that money, the 10,000. They forgave 10,000 of the unemployment that was given to everybody during the pandemic. So just keeping up with stuff like that, making sure that you file it, or if you left those forms off, that you get with somebody and get an amendment done ASAP. Amendments are not free. If you have already filed your tax return and then a form comes in later, you need to pay for an amendment. Keep that in mind. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns that you want me to answer on live right now? I'll give y'all about 5 minutes to drop it in the comments or ask me any questions or business questions regarding taxes. If you work in a job and you need help filling out a W-4 form, I'm here. If you are working a contract with someone, so let's say, for example, if you are a photographer or if you're a freelance, good evening. If you are a freelance graphic designer and you're doing different projects for people, you should be filling out a W-9 for those particular small businesses or companies, because now they have the option to write off that they paid you as a contract employee, and you have the option to write that off as an expense as a freelancer. So making sure that you keep up with that type of stuff as it relates to your taxes, so that you don't fall in a hole of not being able to afford stuff, not being able to go get funded when they ask for your tax return and you show up with a tax return with a negative net income. All of that makes sense. So I cannot send you, what's up, Jamie? I can't send you to the bank with a negative net income and you saying, I'm trying to get funded, I'm trying to get a loan. Hey, can you help me? I can't help you if you're not trying to help yourself. You got to realize that as you grow in, newer tax brackets, you are probably going to have to pay, or your refund is going to be less. Are there any new tax info for 1099s? So there are 12 new forms that have came out for taxes. So I went to the IRS forum in July, and I learned a lot. So I'm breaking it down in my content, and I'm breaking it down like over the Tuesdays when I come on here. So there aren't any new 1099 forms. The latest one that came out was the 1099 NEC. But it's a lot of new forms for the 2023 season that tax preparers are going to have to be aware of and be able to break down for their clients. So 1099 NEC is non-employee compensation. It used to be, non-employee compensation used to be on the 1099 miscellaneous, but it's no longer on there. There's their own form now. So for example, like I was giving y'all earlier, somebody that is a freelance graphic designer or a photographer that works for a small business, such as Jamie hiring Felicia. Jamie will send Felicia a W-9 so she can pay Felicia. Jamie is not paying Felicia on Cash App. Jamie is paying Felicia via invoice or via payroll. And that way, at the end of the year, Jamie can write off that she paid Felicia. Felicia can write off that she was paid by Jamie because Jamie's going to give her a 1099 NEC form. Did that make sense? Did y'all understand like how I broke it down and bring it back together? Let me know. And if you don't understand the forms that I'm giving you, just keep in mind, at the beginning of the year, your job gives you a W-4. That W-4 is going to spit out your W-2 at the end of the year. If you're a contractor, let's say you work for Lyft, Uber, DoorDash, anything like that, they're going to make you fill out a W-9 form. And you're going to get a 1099 form at the end of the year when it comes time to file your taxes. Well, quote unquote, the beginning of the year. When you do taxes, the year is all flip-flopped. Don't let nobody slide. Don't let nobody slide, fee. Everybody say yes. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And you could take classes, like if you're a tax professional and you need extra credit, the IRS gives classes on those. So definitely look at that. Look into it. Your editor took forever with your W-9. You could literally have your W-9 already filled out yourself, y'all. You know that. You could go to irs.gov and at the search box, type in whatever year it is. So this year is 2022, 1099 NEC. And it's going to pull up the form for you and the instructions. Let me show y'all. I literally just did it. So you will go to irs.gov, go to this search box over here, and you can get that form and have it already filled out. You don't have to wait on somebody to send it to you. you could fill it out on your own. So that way, if you have multiple contracts with multiple vendors, you can send them your 1099 up front, your W-9 form up front. And they'll send you a 1099 at the end of the year if they're doing business right. If they're doing business right. Any other questions? You could ask another question. Primarily taxes, but you could ask another question. I'm willing to answer. He never sent his part back. So y'all, all right, keep in mind, you sending the W-9 to the person who is paying you. But the 1099 is not going to come until the end of the year. Like, the whole year got to pass. Even if you only did one job for that person, they're going to send you a 1099 for the $2,000 or however much they paid you. So it's not going to be like, oh, you worked for Drika today, she give you a 1099 tomorrow. That's not how that go. Okay, so about the trade line, what's up? What about the trade line? Which one? For Tumu? The 20,000 or the 30,000? Which one? Oh, $25 a month. Let me go on there and see. $25. I believe it's $35 for 20,000, and it's $79 for 30,000. So the $35 is gonna get you a 1 year reported history with a $20,000 trade line. So as soon as you pay the $35, it's gonna give you a $20,000 trade line from Tumu, and it's gonna have a 12-year history on it. And if you need any other trade lines, my trade lines are 15% off. Let me tell y'all what I got. Let's see what I have. I'm gonna go from highest to lowest. The highest trade line I have, you could keep it on there. You could keep it on there until you get, I usually tell people keep the trade line until they get a real credit limit that's around that amount. Because if you only have a bunch of $300 limit credit cards, that's all anybody's going to ever offer you. It's $300 or $400 or $500 credit cards or $700 credit cards. If you're trying to get 20,000, you need to be in the ballpark with 20,000s and 10,000s and $15,000 limits. I have one that is 66,000. The date it backs to is 2015, December of 2015. The price on that trade line is $1,600. That's the highest one. The lowest one I have is like $1,000 trade line. It dates back to 2011, so that's a good history. And the price is $450. So I have trade lines that range from $1,000 all the way up to almost $70,000. It's up to y'all, but we got them. I don't even market trade lines that much, but I like to, I don't give trade lines to people until they reached a certain point, because if I'm putting a trade line on your credit and your credit score is a 500, it's really not going to do nothing for you until you have positive history on all your other revolving accounts. She said, what's in the $40 a month range? I'm crying. Those two though, but you could do the 2 more, and you could do, what's the other one? Credit Strong. That'll be another good trade line for you. Let me tell you what Credit Strong have. Jamie then switched me over to talking about credit. I was talking about taxes, but I'll give y'all these right quick. Y'all better write them down. Y'all better write them down. Put it in your phone, take notes, something. All right, so the Credit Strong one for a business, the lowest one is $100 a month, and it reports $2,500 a month. Now, Credit Strong goes all the way up to $25,000, but the $25,000 is $1,000 a month. All right. Any other questions? Credit is good to learn. Not only just to help people, but Lord, my low waist train. Not only just to help people, but it's good to know for yourself. So if you ever fall short or drop or get into debt, you know how to hurry up and boost and get your credit back up. So there's a bunch of trade lines. Credit Strong has a personal side and a business side. Credit Strong is just like Self, if y'all know about Self. So you could get revolving accounts, or you can get installment loans, or you could even build credit for your teenager. Keep in mind, y'all, don't max your credit cards out. I know the gurus always telling y'all, oh, get approved for this and take this and put, like, even with a line of credit. Let's say you get approved for a line of credit and you put that money over into your account. Pay them people their money back, so that way they'll see that you're responsible and they'll want to lend you more. All right. Any other questions about taxes? Obviously, credit. Or trade lines or building credit. Our credit repair program is $500, and that was Leah, girl. She just got off. So about our credit program is $525. It covers 3 months. You still have to pay your monitoring fee, which is like $25 a month. $25 a month. And you need to keep that. So even after you graduate out of the program, keep your monitoring up, so that way you know if there's fraud going on your account. You'll know if somebody is trying to order stuff in your name. You'll know if something is falling off. Like my what do you call it? Payment history is at a 97%. My inquiries is at 3, because I've had 3 that just fell off. I didn't even like try to get them off. I just knew like what date they were gonna fall off, and so I have 3. You want to always keep your inquiries at 2. That's like perfect credit. And your utilization should be under 10%. But a lot of times I tell people master 30. So let's say you do max your card out. Let's say you have $100 credit. You add $100 or $99. You want to pay that credit card down to leaving a $30 balance, or leaving between $10 to $30 balance. We don't want to just always pay it off. Paying it off would be a good practice if you're ever in the market to get an American Express card. I always tell people, again, when you want to get an American Express card, keep in mind that American Express has annual fees are between $200 to $500 on their card. So that's just to keep the card. Every year they're going to charge you between $200, so whether it's platinum, whether it's the little clear gray one, it's up to you. But just keep in mind, they don't have minimums. So whatever you spend, you got to pay back. The annual fees are high. So it's pros and cons to it. Some of the pros are you getting Delta Sky Club for free. You don't have to pay that annual $99 or whatever. Like, it's certain stuff that gives you perks. I only use American Express when I'm traveling. You see what I'm saying? So just paying attention to certain stuff. You could always pay attention. Don't click on every card Credit Karma wants to give you, because normally those are high APR, meaning it's like 30% that they charging you to even have that card. So even if you spend $30, so you go spend $30 on that card, you're gonna be paying back almost $50 just because you spent $30 on that card. You see what I'm saying? So like, just paying attention to that stuff. But see, Amex and Navy Federal is like a collaboration card. So it might not be, your annual fee might be $99 because they're in partnership with Navy Federal. That's a lower end Amex partnership. Like, it's not a lower end like a bad card. I mean, that's a lower end as far as annual fees. Now, when you have like a straight Amex card, it's not in partnership with no other bank or card or institution, then your fees are going to be between $200 to $500 a year. Most people annual fee be like $99, $49, $79. That's the average annual fee if you have low-end cards, such as the cards that be on Credit Karma for suggestion. But I do have other trade lines. I have like a $2,000 trade line that goes back to 2019 for like $275. I have a $10,000 one from Barclays. I got a $13,000 one from Chase. That's $289. So I mean, it's all up to y'all what y'all want. I got the trade lines. All of my trade lines are between 10 to 30% off for Labor Day. My credit program is $525, and my consultations are between $300 to $500 an hour. Any other questions? I wanted to hop on early. I usually hop on at 7. If you need any help, you can always go to our website, cartercapitalpllc.com. You can download our free mobile app and access all of our services and programs from the mobile app. Or you could just give us a call or shoot me a text. I do text back. If I don't text back, one of my assistants will. She said, I'm just ready for you to fuss at me and get it over with. I want to say this too before I let y'all go. If you find yourself in a bind, or if you find yourself in financial trouble, right? Contact your creditors. Let them know, hey, I'm in between checks right now, or I cannot pay my minimum. Do you have alternative options? Or is there a program that I can enroll in? It's called like credit protection. Everybody calls it something different, but it's credit protection. Do you have a credit protection program that I can enroll in, that my credit is not going to be affected by me missing this payment? Is there something that you can defer my payments on versus me paying a minimum? Something like that. Or even if it's like a car note, they can give you skip a pay, and they can add that payment to the end of your loan, which will extend your loan by one month. But you wouldn't have to make that payment. So think about it. Everybody has hardship offerings, unless it's like a credit rebuilder card. That's the only time they're not going to offer you any type of hardship loans or hardship option. Or you can also like break your payments down. So if you know you got a car note and it's $500, pay $250 every 2 weeks. Pay $125 every week. Something other than paying a lump sum of $500 can help you. Make sense? I don't see any other questions in the comments or in the question box. So I appreciate y'all for hopping on for Tax Tip Tuesday. I am still filing tax returns for this year, and I'll be taking new clients starting January 2nd for 2023 tax year. I came back. I had to call everybody, and they will agree to me because I never asked before. Exactly. So they'll work with you, but you have to communicate. Don't just not answer the phone for the people. Even if you can't pay the minimum, pay half of the minimum. Come back next week, whatever. Pay the other half of the minimum. Just don't let your card report that you did not pay. A missed payment is more detrimental than anything. It's going to drop your score 60, 30, 80, 100 points just for one missed payment. Talk to them. Let them know, listen, my kids just went back to school. A lot of bills are due. Like, let them know what's going on. I ain't got it. I just went back to work. I ain't got it. What do y'all have to offer me? And they in business. They would rather not lose a customer or have a customer in default versus letting you default and owe them money that they may never get now because you done messed up their credit. So now you really don't want to pay them. All right, y'all. So y'all have a good Tuesday, a good week. I'll be on tomorrow at 12. Not at 12. It's at 8 p.m. So tomorrow night.